What's up, everyone? It's the interview queen Alicia Toot here, and be sure to watch True Heel Heat.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
Rob Van Dam, listen to True Heel Heat. Pow!
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for our NJPW Windy City Riot 2025 preview. Breaking down this Friday show from Chicago, Illinois, the latest Windy City Riot. And we got some big matches to discuss, including an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, and of course, the final match in the United States of America, the final road for Hiroshi Tanahashi against one of the best wrestlers in the world. To talk about this show this coming Friday, I am joined by my esteemed colleague. You know him as the MC of the past, present, and future of New Japan Pro Wrestling here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. It is your boy, Jay News. How are you doing?
Doing all right, brother. Doing all right. You know, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, folks out there watching us live, talking this New Japan goodness as we do. So about to get into this Windy City Riot, which I believe is on Saturday, right?
No, Friday.
Friday? Is it Friday? Okay, it's Friday. It's Friday. So it's on the 11th. Oh, that's right. It's late at night, but then it's the 12th over there in Japan. Absolutely. So there you go with the time difference thing.
Now he's taking time in Japan terms. Like he's like, oh, it's Saturday in Japan.
Yeah,
sorry,
absolutely.
guys.
There it is. So
it's gonna be Saturday in the UK as well. So don't worry.
Well, there you go. There you go. The majority of the world is in front of us anyway. So there's that. So yeah, no, we definitely got some matches to discuss and some things to put some things to break down. So yeah, man, let's get with it.
So, of course, appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And, of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys. Hear your predictions for this Friday's Windy City Riot. Who do you think is going to walk out IWGP World Heavyweight Champion? Who do you think is going to walk out strong openweight champion as well as strong openweight tag team champion? Who's going to be the number one contender for the women's strong championship? And who is going to win Hiroshi Tanahashi's last match? Let us know in the live chat. And of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel and our New Japan Pro Wrestling content. We're one of the main channels that covers New Japan Pro Wrestling here on the YouTube verse. You can, of course, send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to contributors that you see on screen with us here. A lot of the money that you use when I'm on a stream, it goes back into the channel as well. So if you want to keep the channel running and moving, always show your support in the best way possible with a super chat donation. But of course, you have other ways of dropping a thumbs up or hitting the join button and becoming a member of the channel for just $1 a month. It gets you in chat perks, and we always get some exclusive content out there for y'all as well. But Windy City Riot comes just 6 days after the NJPW Sakura Genesis 2025 event. If you haven't already, we did a review for Sakura Genesis, myself, Jay News, and Sanal this past Sunday. But 6 days after, and we got some big matches on the docket. So, of course, for our pay-per-view preview, as we always do, Jay News, give us your anticipation level for this Friday show from 0 to 10.
Strong 7 for me. It's always a pleasure and a treat to see Takeshita on a New Japan card. Gabe Kidd going one-on-one versus Ishii. We know they're going to tear it down at the end of the day. So that's exciting for me. I feel like there's got to be something's got to give between Shooter and Goto. So I'm in a place of intrigue with that particular match. So, I'm looking forward to see as to what happens there. And yeah, man, overall the New Japan of America shows usually do okay to well. So I'm definitely in a place where I'm at a strong 7 when it comes to my excitement level for Windy City Riot. Chicago, this is Chicago's always a strong crowd at the end of the day. So I look forward to seeing what Chicago's got to bring for New Japan this week.
I took that as, so you're telling me there's a chance Shooter's going to turn heel. You're telling me there's a chance Shooter turns heel. But yes, I am with you on that. I'll put myself at a 7 as well. I think that the card is got some really good matches on it. I think they're going to deliver in the spots that they've been given. The women's matchup, the tag team matchup, like you said, the Iron Man match for the strong openweight championship is probably my most anticipated. But David Finlay versus Zack Sabre Jr. as well. I'm looking forward to that. And I think that Takeshita is one of like 5 guys in this on this this wrestling world right now who could deliver a great match with Hiroshi Tanahashi. Hirooki Goto is one of them, and we saw what they were able to do at the anniversary show.
Mhm.
And I think that Takeshita can do something similar to that in Chicago. But let's get into this card. We have 9 matches, including the kickoff show matchup on the card this coming Saturday in Chicago, Illinois. And we're going to start off with that kickoff matchup. It's the Strong Survivor is up for grabs once again. Zane J defending against CJ Tino. I don't know much about CJ Tino. I don't ever know much about these Strong Survivor matches. It's always a toss-up if I'm going to have time to watch it or not. So what do you think about this one? I'm just going to go with Zane J retaining the Strong Survivor.
Yeah, man. Zane J's back at the No Gate Dojo. We're going to be seeing what he's got. What he's got to bring. What kind of fire? What kind of skills he's learned in Japan. So I'm going with Zane J here to continue his win streak. I don't know who CJ Tino is at all, or if he's even a part of the New Japan Academy here on the West Coast.
Most likely he is. If he's on this show and on the Strong Survivor, it's usually NJPW Academy people that compete in those matches.
So we'll see what he has, if anything. But yeah, Zane J for the win, no doubt about it.
Yeah, we're on the same page there. Then we got an interesting opening matchup on the main card, J News, as we're going to see Filthy Tom Lawler, one of your favorites, probably second behind David Finlay, right? He goes one-on-one with United Empire's own TJP. This seems like a right time to talk about TJP. Is currently been in the news, been in the headlines, as Fightful Select reported that he is currently working without a contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he wants a contract, but he also wants to be elevated into the heavyweight division in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So very weird time for TJP, and very weird time in general. We talked about it a little bit on our Sakura Genesis review, that New Japan Pro Wrestling is not exactly, addressing their contract issues that usually come up at the end of January in the same way that they have in the past. And I mean, when the contracts expire at the end of January, like they always do every year, we get a bunch of news circulating throughout the weeks following that end of January, beginning of February, through this period of the year. You usually hear, oh, this person has resigned. Oh, this person has resigned. This person has resigned. But more and more, we're hearing of a bunch of people that are working without contracts. Tetsuya Naito, Jeff Cobb. I mean, we haven't heard much, so we can only assume guys like David Finlay, guys like Gabe Kidd, guys like Clark Connors have also been working without contracts. So what do you think about TJP's position specifically? Because to me, reading the report from Fightful, it sounded a lot like the situation that Kushida was in 2019.
It's tough because TJ's been a junior his entire career. He's been in wrestling for 20 years at this point. 20 plus years. He's an OG LA Dojo kid. So, you know, and it's one of those things where he wants to do something different. I think he should be allowed to do something different. But if they don't see that in him, obviously he should take his talents to wherever, they're going to be valued at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? He's still, it's like most guys who have had long tenured histories with New Japan. They stay loyal to the lion mark, man. But there comes a time where you just, you gotta want to either you want to go do your own thing, and at the same time, be freaking compensated for it, man. So it's like there's nothing wrong with that at the end of the day. So it's troubling. I made a post about it on Twitter, where I feel like Bushiroad's just not taking care of the talent, either it be foreign or Japanese proper at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Having people work without contracts and just doing the per diem stuff or whatever the case is, you might as well just, run as an indie if you're going to be doing that, So that's my take on that. As per the match itself, TJP, I got TJP for the win. because at the end of the day, Philly Tom Lawler is still number 1 on my list. David Finlay's number 2. There's just no love for Filthy Tom Lawler at all. I just don't, it just doesn't work for me, brother. I just gotta say it the way I see it, man. You know what I'm saying? TJP for the win. In all actuality, there's no real stakes in this match. So that's why I'm going.
It's a battle of veterans, basically. Filthy Tom, I don't see them doing much with him. He used to be one of like the top stars, the main event talents for New Japan Strong, but he's found himself like climbing down the ladder when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I know when he's there with like Fred Rosser, I think he has an opportunity to get wins, but if he's in there in a singles match alone against a guy that I would think New Japan would want to get on their side, and if they're not going to push him in the heavyweight division in Japan, at least push him in the open weight division here in the US. So I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to go with TJP here.
Word.
Then we got one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most this Friday, J News, to determine the number 1 contender for the Strong Women's Championship. We got a number 1 contenders matchup. Mina Shirakawa goes one-on-one with Azumi. These two women know each other very well from their time in Stardom. They have crossed paths on many different occasions. This is the first time they'll be going one-on-one on a Strong show. Both women have challenged for the Strong Women's Championship in the past. Mina Shirakawa getting the opportunity at Wrestle Dynasty this past January in the Tokyo Dome in a great match against Mercedes Moné. And Azumi got her opportunity last year against the former Strong Women's Champion and current NXT Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquer. So I expect this one to be a dark horse show stealer on this card. In the end, though, I'm going to go with Azumi to pick up the victory because I think that Mercedes wants to check off Azumi from her list of opponents that she's written down for New Japan.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I got Azumi for the win here as well, as Mina makes her way to be a permanent member of a U.S.-based wrestling promotion. So not to say that Mina can't win, but at the end of the day, I just see Azumi winning since Mina just faced off with Mercedes in January. So
yeah,
from that particular vantage point of it all, I feel like it'll, with Azumi being frontline in Stardom as of in recent times as she is and things of that nature, I feel like Azumi for the win here would be very useful. And then we'll see her versus Mercedes happen at Resurgence, which will take place I think next month. And so there it is.
Yeah, I think with Mina, I think that she's gonna get a push whenever she starts her time in AEW. Mm-hmm. And like you said, I think that it's more. I think we're both picking Azumi because she just got the opportunity at Wrestle Dynasty, did Mina, and it makes more sense for Azumi, especially for Resurgence coming up in California in May. I would think. What do you think? Because I know that Resurgence, they've already announced there will be an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match there. But I would think that if you're doing Mercedes versus Azumi, that has the chance to be the main event of Resurgence.
It can. It just depends on, if the Goto Revolution continues, brother. He's going to have to main event the show. So
no, we don't need it. I'm telling y'all, and you see, all y'all Goto fans don't get it. I am a professor. When people are supposed to end their title reign and it extends longer, there's always going to be a law of diminishing returns. We're very close to that with Goto.
We'll see, man. We shall see. But I wouldn't mind seeing Mercedes and Azumi be the main event of Resurgence at the end of the day. So that would be cool. Is there a world where you can have a another triple threat match for the ladies? Maybe. So that last triple threat was a banger. between when Mercedes was Azumi was a part of that.
Yeah, it was Azumi and Hazuki. But she got her Hazuki matchup, which was the women's match of the year last year. She needs her one-on-one match with Azumi.
All right, that's fair enough. But I'm just saying it's out there. This is a possibility. But yeah, man, that's definitely. I wouldn't mind it. I'd like to see Mercedes be the main event with Azumi come Resurgence. But yeah, man, this match between Azumi and Mina should be a fun one. Continues to give Mina time to resonate with the U.S. fans and things of that nature. So, as she walks into the next phase of her career, and hopefully we see more Azumi in the U.S. as well. I am a fan of a lot of the ladies in Stardom, so hopefully we get to see more of that. Yeah, Yusuf is right. TJP has been wrestling for 26 years now. 25, yeah. Damn near.
Because I did think that when you said 20 years, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's like 25 because Bryan Danielson was also in that first class of the LA dojo, and he's been wrestling for 25 years from the point that he retired, quote unquote.
Yeah, man. It's been one of those things where there is a gap of time that is missing in my brain, and I will never get it back. So thank you, Yusuf. Thank you, Yusuf, for the correction.
And yes, Valabi, we are live right now. Whenever you see the ticker at the bottom, that's the difference. That's the key. That's the key to when you can tell when we're pre-recorded and when we're live. You won't see the ticker at the bottom if we're pre-recorded. I make sure that that's the key difference. Only the eagle eye viewer will realize that is the key. If you don't see the ticker at the bottom, we're probably pre-recorded. But yes, now he's getting it. He's getting it. But yes, we're talking more. So we both got Azumi there on that one, and we both think it's going to be one of the better matches on the show. Another one that I think is going to be a great match on this show that might over deliver is for the Strong Openweight Tag Team Championships, as the champions World Class Wrecking Crew, Jarrell Nelson and Royce Isaacs, defend against the Intergalactic Jet Setters, Kushida and Kevin the Jet Knight. I had the privilege of talking to Kevin the Jet Knight, hyping up Windy City Riot. He talked about his partnership with Kushida, and they're elevating themselves from two-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions and going into the open weight division of New Japan Pro Wrestling as they face the world-class Wrecking Crew. I want to send a shout out to Kevin the Jet Knight. What a great conversation we have. The video interview for my interview with Kevin the Jet Knight will be up on the Takedown on SI YouTube channel on Friday morning ahead of Windy City Riot, where we talked about this match. We talked about him signing with both NJPW and AEW. I want to thank Jay News for retweeting that and giving his stamp of approval on my article that dropped today with Kevin the Jet Knight. What do you think about Knight signing with both New Japan and AEW? Two contract jet, as our good friend Lyric Wrestling is calling him now, and this matchup coming up on Friday.
It makes my decision and my pick of this match much easier at the end of the day. Makes it much easier because those two, I don't know what you want to call them. They're currently the champions. But those two men out there, this world-class Wrecking Crew, they're up there tied with filthy Tom Lawler. They get no love from me. At the end,
they broke up a long time ago, sir.
Get no love from me. They're in the same boat, man. They share the same water, and they should drown in it. God damn it. But anyways, I'll say this. Kevin the Jet Knight, 2 contract jet, out here doing big things. Shout out to him, man. Proud of the dude, man. He's doing good stuff, man. His match with Will Ospreay on Sunday was top notch. He is one of 2 wrestlers that I'm aware of. Him and Takeshita, who have multiple contracts at the end of the day. Yeah. So shouts to Jet there. Kushida, man, Kush the God, as I like to call him, man. He's a legend. He's a legend, man, and they've been champions before, and I feel like they're going to be champions again. So I'm picking the Intergalactic Jet Setters here for the win. New champs. Give it to some dudes who actually have some buzz behind them. and keep walking. That's what it's about, baby. That's what it's about.
You know, usually I don't like your very biased takes about the former members of Team Filthy. I will defend Filthy Tom Lawler against you. I will defend the World Class Wrecking Crew against you. But after talking to Kevin the Jet Knight,
Amen.
and after hearing that he signed 2 contracts and that he signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling, I think there's no better way than to say, hey, he's here and he's here to stay for a little while longer than having him crowned a champion on this show. So, yes, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with the Intergalactic Jet Setters to win some gold ahead of the Best of Super Juniors tournament, where they'll both be in the tournament. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the same block this year.
Yeah, I feel like that might be something that New Japan will do, put them in the same block. But for visibility's sake, yeah, strap them up. They're gonna be in the Best of Super Juniors and stuff like that. Make sure the freaking titles are relevant. Put them on dudes that you know you're putting something behind and you're investing behind. At the end of the day, all that damn money New Japan invested in Kushida all those damn years, stuff like that. Gotta get a return of investment somehow. And yeah, man, with the momentum that the Jet is flying with right now, I feel like it just makes the most business sense to do that as of right now. It's not like the West Coast Wrecking Crew, whatever, the World Class Wrecking Crew is going anywhere anyways. So, you know, yeah, there's that.
Don't be disrespecting our boy Royce Isaacs. We talked to Royce Isaacs before as well.
Royce Isaacs is a man's man. He can grapple with the best of them. It's his partner I got a problem with. But
I can't wait. I'm actually looking forward to Royce Isaacs on Bloodsport as he versus Tavion Heights. Tavion Heights is one of my favorites from NXT.
Tavion's got some of that freak athleticism in him. So I feel like we're gonna see something different with those two. But yeah, man, as a tag team, I can't stand the World Cast. I'm sorry, man. I just can't stand. Can't stand.
Whenever they're paired together, he's like, "Oh, I can't. It reminds me too much of Team Filthy."
Can't stand.
Just this guy. All right, now it's time to give some match on this card our stamp of approval. And when I say stamp of approval, I mean the stamp of certified banger guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
Tomohiro Ishii challenges or Gabe Kidd for the NJPW Strong Openweight Championship in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Back at Battle in the Valley in January, these two men clashed in the opener of that show, and for the first time in NJPW Strong, NJPW in America history, the opening matchup was the longest on the entire goddamn show, as they went 30 minutes to a 30-minute time limit draw with one another, beating the crap out of each other for a half an hour, and no one could get the victory. No one would stay down for the count of 3. No one would submit or give up. And they plan on doing the same thing, but this time it is an Iron Man matchup where the man with the most falls in 30 minutes will be our Strong Openweight champion. After the beginning of the year that Gabe Kidd has had with his Match of the Year candidate with Kenny Omega, the aforementioned banger that he had with Ishii at Battle in the Valley, another Match of the Year candidate that also went to a draw with Yota Tsuji. What do you expect here? And Tomohiro Ishii, he hasn't really slowed down at all because he had a banger with Takeshita in the Tokyo Dome himself. So what do you think is going to happen here? Do you think this is going to be the best match of the night? And who walks out Strong Openweight champion? J News. You're muted.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, because of who it involves and the kind of energy and just, you know, they represent what New Japan is all about. The both of them do. I feel like this 30-minute Iron Man match is going to be the best match of the night, as you stated. I want to see, and I'm sure that we will see, some very hard-hitting, strong style action. And for all intents and purposes, that fucking madman Gabe Kidd. He's going to win this match. He's going to continue to be the strong openweight champion. But Ishii is not going to fail his fans. He's going to give us that that Ishii, those Ishii matches that we still covet even at his age. He's going to give us his best, and nobody's going to be pissed off about that. So I don't know how it all breaks down. I'm sure they'll get like pins over each other during the match and whatnot.
This is why I kind of wanted this to be a 60-minute matchup, because I'm like, how am I supposed to believe that they're going to get multiple pins in 30 minutes when they went to a 30-minute time limit draw in the first matchup? Or even if it could have been like a 45-minute Iron Man matchup. I would have been fine with that. But I think that it should probably be 1-0. That should be the final result in this Iron Man matchup. And the one fall comes in like the last 5 minutes of the matchup. But I do agree with you. Gabe Kidd for the win.
Gabe Kidd for the win, man. And then we'll see where Gabe goes from there. Obviously, he'll be spending some. I feel like he'll be spending some time in the States after the dog pound, whatever match that's going to go down in Dontaku.
So that's been confirmed for Dontaku?
I think so. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know if it has, because I checked. I'll check again. The New Japan 1972.com. I don't think they've announced any official matches yet for Dontaku, because I would love that to be the Dontaku main event, since you already confirmed that Goto is going to defend the championship at Resurgence in May. I don't want them to do it again where they're doing kind of back-to-back title defenses for the New Japan main show and then for the Strong event and stuff like that. So I would like them to have the headliner for Dontaku be the Dog Pound Steel Cage matchup. So from what I see on the New Japan NJPW 1972.com, I don't think anything's been announced quite yet. The last thing that they posted as far as news is Goto's press conference talking about the Umino matchup.
Yeah. So yeah, outside of that, if it does go down to Dontaku, because there's gonna need to be a time to build towards Forbidden Door. I feel like it'll probably be after the fact due to the Best of Super Junior starting up. So a lot of the heavyweights do take the time off during the Best of Super Junior tournament and things of that nature. So that's basically where I was heading with it. But yeah, man, Gabe for the win, and we'll get a terrific, strong style, smack dab, hard hitting, whatever you want to see within that 30 minutes. Like you said, SP3. Like I figured they were gonna go maybe like 45 minutes or eventually changes like 45 minutes or maybe an hour Iron Man match after their half an hour draw. But they didn't do that, so we'll see how they structure the booking of the match, and we'll go from there.
Or they go 1-1 and then it goes an extra 5-10 minutes.
That could probably be the case, depending as to where they place the match on the card. So,
well, I do these. What I do
in
with
order,
New
right?
Japan,
Yeah.
I do it in the order that they listed it, so it is in the middle of the show, not the beginning of the show.
Yeah, so I'm going to assume that the ladies are going to get probably like 10 or 11 minutes or whatever the case is due to that, and then whatever match comes after this is probably going to get a short time as well.
I can say that with the match we're going to talk about next. Yeah. But yeah, we're both looking forward to this one. That should be really good. As far as who I think is going to face the winner of this next, that is a little bit more interesting and intriguing to think about. I don't know. Do you have any names you think? Because this would, if Gabe is able to survive this, that means that his next defense is going to be at Emergence, and that means that he's going to make 1 year as strong openweight champion, because it was at Resurgence last year he won the title and injured Eddie Kingston in the process.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it would be as of yet.
Unless House of Torture makes the jump and we do a Narita Kid matchup.
I mean, I don't want to see that, man. I ain't trying to see that. I ain't trying to see that,
You don't want to see the Bella Buster, and the push up bar.
Nah, I ain't trying to see all that, man. So I would, yeah, I'm not sure, man. I feel like they don't really have anyone else on the NJPW of America side that can really square up with Gabe right now, right? Because they haven't really built anyone up to that particular level, unless they want to just give a Fred Rosser or a Tom Lawler a shot to give him a shot. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily know.
TJP.
Yeah, TJP and stuff like that. If he wins his match, obviously against Tom Lawler, that puts him in contention for all intents and purposes. So yeah,
Ninja Mortis came up with a good one. The scapegoat, Jack Perry.
They love him in Chicago. They do love Jack in Chicago. I don't think it'll happen because Jack's got some tournament building to do. So
he's gonna be now the wild card, Jack Perry, not the scapegoat anymore.
That's what I think. But Ninja Mortis is on track though. I feel like that could be a good pick because Jack is over with the New Japan crowd. So yeah, that's the truth about it. So I can see that. I'm just wondering if he has time within his schedule to do both per se. You know what I'm saying? So that's really all it is. So makes sense. I can see it though.
I could see that. I would love that. And yes, keep him away from AEW TV because I don't want to hear Jimmy Macaroon complain for half an hour tomorrow that Jack Perry is the wild card. Then we got in tag team action, Los Ingobernables de Japón, this time represented by Tetsuya Naito and Titan of CMLL. They face former NJPW World Television Champion El Fantasmo and Rocky Romero. Shout outs to Rocky. He did retweet my interview with Kevin the Jet Knight. Appreciate him for that. And of course, he's always delivering when he gets these spots on the NJPW Strong shows, the NJPW of America shows. This one right here, it's very later in the card than I thought it would be, but hey, something's got to follow that Iron Man matchup, which should be a banger. And it feels like this is going to be just a fun tag team matchup to have here. I'm going to go with the LIJ duo, though. J News?
I feel like there's a purpose behind this match being on the card instead of it just being filler. With how ELP lost to Okan, his television championship, right? I feel like he's got to rebound here and get a pin over somebody. So I'm going to go with ELP and Rocky getting a win here over the lesser traveled duo of Titan and LIJ and Tetsuya Naito of LIJ. So I'm going to go with ELP for the win here. Titan probably gets pinned for all intents and purposes. So,
So I'm willing to go far here and pick a dark horse, but I'm not willing to go far enough and say he pins former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like ELP gets the pin over Titan. Always good to see Titan on New Japan shows. Dude's tremendously talented. Now you have to be a member of the CMLL YouTube channel to watch the live shows and stuff like that before
they used to give it up for us, man. I got a bunch of shows and matches I haven't watched. I didn't watch what's their name? Los Titanes del Aries, Commander and Hologram. I heard they had a great matchup over there. There was that 6-man tag that got like 4.5 stars from Dave from last week that I wanted to watch, but I got no places to watch. No places. All my streaming sites don't have CMLL anymore because they stingy.
They put that shit behind a freaking paywall now, son. So you gotta pay the big bucks now.
I'm gonna need G News to pay the $8 and then videotape it for me. Give me a video file.
I'd have to rip it first, right? That just comes. God damn it, so much work. But anyways,
Roger Finisher says, "What if El Grande Americano? If what?
get that shit the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. Man.
What if racist luchadors? Oh, what? Hechicero. I mean, he was on the last card. You're like one NJPW of America card away. Ninja Mortis says Rocky with ELP now? Question mark. He left Yo alone and now he's hanging out with Wato. What's happening? What are we doing with ELP? Let him challenge Gabe if he wins this match. I could see that. I could see ELP in a future.
Remember, Ninja Mortis, Rocky, ELP, Yo, and Wato, they're all a part of Hantai. So they're all on the same side now. So that's really what's happening on that side of things, or whatever the case is. So I wouldn't mind seeing ELP versus Gabe. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. So if my prediction comes true and ELP pins Teton, maybe we'll see a match down the road where we'll see ELP versus TJP, and then the winner of that goes up against Gabe. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll see how it all breaks down.
Yeah, so all the baby faces basically in New Japan right now are on Hontai. And Yo technically is not hanging out with Wado. He was forcefully hanging out with Wado because Wado had his way with him and pushed him in the ring to make the challenge for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. It did not seem like Yo wanted to because he's loyal to his real boo, Rocky Romero, his daddy. Stunting like his daddy. And Rocky and ELP, we explained that one. But thanks for the comment, guys. Keep coming with those comments in the live chat. But let's talk about the final 3 matches here, which I think are all going to be good in their own individual ways. But I think one is going to be guaranteed to be. I think this is another one that we can probably put the certified banger on after what they did in the New Japan Cup. It's a rematch from the NJ Cup semifinals, as it's going to be Zack Sabre Jr. going one-on-one with 2025 New Japan Cup winner David Finlay. These two men faced off in the semifinals of the New Japan Cup tournament, with David Finlay picking up the win to make his way to the final, where he defeated Shota Umino to become the NJ Cup winner. Unfortunately for the boss dog, he did not get the job done at Sakura Genesis, coming up short to Hirooki Goto for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Zack Sabre Jr. has made it perfectly clear that he would love another opportunity at the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship after losing the title to Goto at New Beginning in Osaka in February. So these are 2 top contenders. I am going to go out on a limb. I don't know if it's a limb or not, but I'm going to go out on a limb. And I'm going to say the winner of this matchup faces Goto at Emergence. Who do you got here, J News?
Damn, if that's going to be the case, then I got to go with ZSJ. The reason I've never usually picked David Finlay for anything, but I was going to pick him here because I felt like he had to go in strong to whatever this dog pound cage match thing was going to be. But if you're right, if the deal is whoever wins this match goes on to Resurgence, then I
don't know for sure. That's why I said I'm going out on a limb. I don't know for sure, but it just makes sense that these two guys have both kind of David Finlay lost, but he still should be in the running for another opportunity at the title. Zack Sabre Jr. should be in the running for another opportunity at the title after losing the championship in February. It just makes sense. The winner of this match should move on to face Goto at Emergence, which I think the challenge will happen after the main event, or Goto or Shota, whoever wins in the main event.
Oh, that's scary, man. That's scary if you're putting it like that, bro. That's so scary. Oh man, I'm gonna just for the sake
you could be acting for a ZSJ Shooter rematch. It went so well at Wrestle Kingdom.
I'm gonna go with the Tekker in this one because the Finlay match just happened. So usually New Japan isn't quick to do the rematch like that fast. From the way they pace their storytelling and things of that nature. So I'll go with ZSJ for the win here. But they've got to find a way to have the Bullet Club War Dogs and David Finlay look strong in some way going into this dog pound cage match against the House of Torture. So I'm sure they'll find a way in the Road to Dontaku shows to do that. As per this match, if whoever the winner here is, to your point, if they eventually end up getting a shot at the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, I'll go with ZSJ for the sake of it, because I'm not picking Shooter to win his match. So
Also fair. I am gonna go with that rebel. Bullet Club need a rebel. The world need a rebel. Windy City Riot needs a rebel. The Rebel King, the Savage Savior, the Savage King, the Boss Dog. David Finlay defeating Zack Sabre Jr. at Windy City Riot, because New Japan have repeated title matches in the past. Okay. She's making this a theme now. But they have repeated title matches in the past. They did Tetsuya Naito versus Kazuchika Okada like 3 times in a row back in 2022, 2023. So I wouldn't put it past them to do 2022. I wouldn't put it past them to do double title matches. But this time, the second time, is the charm for David Finlay, and he's going to win the title at Emergence. I believe in you, Finlay. I haven't lost hope.
Yeah, man, that's a well that's drying up real quick, brother. I don't know what you want to do with that, but yeah.
I got too much bullets in the chamber. Okay. Boss dog.
Sure. I mean, hey, man, for all intents and purposes, you ride your wave, I'll ride mine. I still have this inclination that we're going to see different things happen with the War Dogs and other members of the Bullet Club in coming weeks and months. So we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out, man. We'll see.
Then we got the semi-main event. It's going to be the Hiroshi Tanahashi last match in the United States of America. Final road with the tagline, Kinship. Hiroshi Tanahashi goes one-on-one with the reigning never openweight champion Konosuke Takeshita. These two men have done battle in the past when Takeshita was still on the come up over in DDT Pro almost 10 years ago, or over 10 years ago. These two men did battle there in Ryogoku Sumo Hall, with Tanahashi defeating Takeshita then. But the Takeshita of 2014 is much different from the Takeshita of 2025, and Konosuke Takeshita is ready to show the world how much he's grown, and to show the ace that he is ready to take the top spot in the industry. And that is why he has been chosen to be the man to face Tanahashi in his last match in the USA. Who walks out with the victory here? And it's gonna be emotional, isn't it, with Tanahashi having his final match in the United States? J News, who you got?
Yeah, man, it's definitely going to be an emotional one. For all intents and purposes, I feel like Tana's going to take. He's already taken a loss on this road, so I don't.
A bunch of losses,
huh?
A bunch of losses.
Oh yeah,
a bunch of losses. Yeah, he lost to Shingo. He lost to Shooter.
Yeah, so I think losing to one of the best wrestlers on the planet today isn't necessarily a bad thing, but Take can always use the Tanahashi rub at the end of the day, so why not? But I got Takeshita getting the win here as he gets the love from the ace. Will the ace name a new ace? That's the question. Now that's the question. Being that Takeshita does have that New Japan contract in hand. Will the torch be passed? That is more of the question there, man. So I put that up to everybody in the chat and everybody watching, because he wrestles like the ace of any freaking company he's wrestling for. So it's like
That is true.
he's got to be the ace of something. Takeshita, that is. So if this is that proverbial passing of the torch moment, I would love to see it. It would be hella emotional, to be quite honest. But it's either Takeshita or Gabe at the end of the day. By the end of all this, it's one of those two. But it would be an interesting thing to see. Tanahashi definitely give Takeshita his flowers and things of that nature in a New Japan ring, and go from there, man. That I think that sense of, a lot of people, they'll tell you they don't look for certain senses of validation with stuff. I think it would be a great honor and respect for Takeshita to get something like that from Tanahashi. So, if it happens that way, especially here with this being Tanahashi's last match in the USA, I think it would be a cool deal. When it's all said and done,
it would be a cool moment, but I think we're both going with Takeshita in this one here. So it's all down to the main event, which I feel like we did a preview last week for AEW Dynasty, where we were pretty much on the same page with most of that card as well. And I said the same thing that I'll say here. This is the one match that seems like it's a toss-up because New Japan Pro Wrestling and Goto specifically is stubborn enough to pull off a boneheaded decision if they do. But let's see what they do here. Hirooki Goto will defend the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Shota Umino. Shota Umino challenged for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship last on January 4th at the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom 19, coming up short to Zack Sabre Jr. in a 40-minute main event matchup that was very polarizing to the outside wrestling world. Sanal was there live, and she said there was people that thought that the match was great in the building. And then there was a whole bunch of people on social media who did not think the match was so great, including myself and Jay News, who weren't very high on the length and the action in that matchup. It led to a whole big transformation period over the last couple of months for Shooter, where he lost at New Beginning in Osaka to the Great Okan. Great Okan wanted to cut his hair, take him back to his young lion days, but Shooter took the power, took the agency in his own hands, taking the clippers and shaving his own head. It led to him joining into the New Japan Cup tournament with a new look. No more flowing hair. He was back to a crew cut, back to a near bald head, and he had a whole different style. He cut out a lot of his more flashier moveset and took a more hard-hitting approach, getting some Psycho knees into his whole arsenal and finishing things off no longer with the Death Rider trying to impress Jon Moxley, but now with the second chapter, the Northern Lights Bomb. This led to him making it all the way to the finals of the New Japan Cup tournament off the back on victories over Jeff Cobb and Shingo Takagi, but he came up short in the tournament finals to David Finlay. David Finlay says, you have to choose your own way, choose my way to make it back to the top. Shooter did not take the advice fully, but in a sense he did. After he defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi at Sakura Genesis, it was Hirooki Goto who was the one who called out Shooter. Not Shooter calling out Goto or coming out to challenge Goto. It was Goto calling out Shota Umino in front of that Ryogoku Sumo Hall crowd that once again booed him out the building and tried to reject him being in this spot. But Goto said he wanted Shooter to step up and be his next challenger after getting past David Finlay, the New Japan Cup winner at Sakura Genesis. Goto has been on a magical run since winning the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship in February at the New Beginning in Osaka over Zack Sabre Jr., victories over Hiroshi Tanahashi, Yuji Nagata, and the aforementioned victory over David Finlay. But this will be the first time he defends the top prize in NJPW in the United States. Considering that Shota, the last time he was at Windy City Riot in Chicago, he was one of the more popular guys in a great matchup against Jack Perry. I don't know if that reaction is going to be the same this year. J News, who do you got here?
Yeah, I don't know how the U.S. New Japan fan base feels about Shota Umino at this point, man. To be quite honest, I don't know where they're at with him. I don't know if they feel the same way the Japanese crowd feels. It's been a while, so we shall see. Everything in my head tells me that this is the perfect time to have Shota Umino do something of substance, right? This is the perfect time for that. Whether they pull the trigger on that or not is not my decision. But being that this is a New Japan show, New Japan of the USA, they do have their partnership with AEW. Shota Umino does have ties to a certain group in AEW.
Oh God, no.
So all I'm saying is, since it is local, quote unquote, we could see something there. Like I said, could. I'm not guaranteeing this. It's a could. In my eyes, you don't take the belt off of Goto. You continue the Goto revolution. You continue the hot crowds in Japan. You continue that. You continue to ride the hot hand. You continue to bring the money in with Goto. But if they really want to do something significant for Shota, probably the best time to do it. But I'm picking Goto. The Goto revolution continues. He goes on to Resurgence. He faces off with Zack Sabre Jr. for me at the end of the day, and we'll do it there. And yeah, man. We'll see how it all breaks down. But they've got an opportunity here to do something with young Shota, man. We'll see. We
shall see. We shall see. I am going to agree with you. I am going to go with Hirooki Goto to retain here, but post-match, Shota Umino turns heel. I'm just going to keep calling for the Shota heel turn until it happens. Eventually, I'll be right. It's not how many shots you make. It's how many shots you take. If I keep taking the shot, eventually it's gonna go through the hole, and we're gonna get Shota Umino as a heel in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Finally, Goto will embrace the hate, and Shota Umino will get the desired reaction from this crowd and in the crowd in Japan. Turn him heel in the US of A.
Right, but yet again, I feel like Shota should. We both want Shota to go heel. Let's be clear about that. We both want Shota to go heel, but Shooter's got to go heel in a different way than what everybody else has gone heel. Shota shouldn't be joining the House of Torture. He shouldn't be joining. He shouldn't be joining the War Dogs. No. The way to do it is to align him with the most hated group in all of America.
They're not hated for the right reasons. I get
it, but Shooter's not hated for the right reasons either in Japan. So why not just make it a whole SP3? Why not just make it whole?
Because he needs his own group. I don't want to see Death Riders. I don't want to see Death Riders de Japón. I'm good on that.
Who's joining Shota in Japan? Who's joining
the young blood?
Sure. I okay, fair. Youngblood, his boys. Yes. The other younger lions. Yeah, I'll rock with that. Yeah, but 3 people ain't enough, man. He can't be rocking with a 3-man faction.
That's just a start. You just need something to start with. We'll get some more people. Sonata will join in another few months because Sonata's a homie hopper. He's a homie hopper. That's what he does.
I don't want nothing to do with Sonata, man. Come on now.
He's a homie hopper. He'll join up. He's good with that. But yes, that is our predictions for Windy City Riot this coming Friday. Me and J News will be back to review Windy City Riot. Let's say Monday. Is Monday good for you, J News? Monday it is. Monday we'll be back to review Windy City Riot. You can check out the show, of course, on njpwworld.com. It's going to be available on Friday evening, so don't watch 3 hours of SmackDown. watch some New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Word.
That's my advice to everyone watching. But J News, thank you so much for joining me today. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they shall see you again.
You guys can follow me on the Twitter machine and on Instagram at JohnLYFNMG. You will see me again, as SP3 stated here, on Monday. True Heel Heat podcast, talking that New Japan goodness, Windy City Riot review. You can also catch me on the other podcast that I do with Dolores on Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Hit the Ropes podcast. You can catch me there as well on our respective YouTube channels. So check us out there on Sunday afternoons and things of that nature. And that's all I really got going for right now. And I'll see you guys in short order. And enjoy Windy City Riot. And if Shooter doesn't turn, we should riot. If Shooter doesn't turn, we should riot.
Let's start a riot. Let's start a riot. Let's start a riot. There's SmackDown versus Raw 2007. Best song on that soundtrack. Let's start a riot. Ninja Mortis says Shooter can take Jack Perry back to Japan with him.
No, man, Jack Perry's a House of Torture member, man. Get out of here.
That's true. That is true. But he could be a homie hopper. They already replaced him with Sonata, so he just goes to a different faction.
They didn't replace him with Sonata.
They replaced him.
Sonata's just there, okay? He's holding a place right now. He's just there. They didn't replace Jack, okay? Don't do that to him. Don't do that to Jack. They didn't replace him.
That's what I heard. Maybe it's a nasty rumor. That's what I heard. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Best place to know when we're going to be live here on the YouTube channel or across our social media platforms. You can also help us out and support the True Hill Heat YouTube channel at patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content and the best way to support us when we are not live here. We have plenty of content for you to enjoy over the last couple of days. J News joined us on Monday with me and Professor Chris for our AEW Dynasty 2025 review, talking all about this past Sunday's pay-per-view from All Elite Wrestling. The Young Bucks are back and they screwed over Swerve Strickland, so you can hear our visceral reactions to that over there on the review. Check out the flagship podcast, True Hill Heat 323, from this past Saturday, where we talked all about the major news like Kevin Owens being out and injured for WrestleMania, and of course the Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton train wreck segment from SmackDown. Check out Rated Raw review from yesterday with me and Top Guy JJ talking all about Monday Night Raw, the penultimate episode ahead of WrestleMania 41. And of course, we got some Dark Side of the Ring goodness here on the channel. Check out our premiere episode that we reviewed 2 weeks ago, but I'll be back on Friday for our Dark Side of the Ring Season 6 Episode 2 review for Ludwig Borga, the Hellraiser from Helsinki review. So join us for that, and we'll have our review of this week's show, Episode 3 for Season 6, going over Big Van Vader's career. That's going to be coming up on Sunday, so be on the lookout for that as well. But thank you so much to J News. He'll be back with me on Monday to review Windy City Riot. In the meantime, routine time, enjoy the pay-per-view. But this has been our NJPW Windy City Riot 2025 preview. We are signing off until next time.